Tusk.
Items actually. If you know, you can choose when to issues of people. Just say that.
Imba spirit.
I'm just being a dev.
Dazzle.
That's true. It's not like I'm seeing something. Yeah. Usually you go past after us. But that's also because
10 seconds remaining.
4 or 3, like at least not as one of the.
5 seconds remaining.
We saw
Queen of Pain.
just saw how just. I don't think. Shell on them. Sure. So much.
10 seconds remaining.
We did see the Queen of Pain picked up Empire though, and
5 seconds remaining.
Space could still probably will be banned out. So we got a Tusk Queen of Pain on the side of Empire so far. Pretty aggressive. They've got a good start. I mean, these two teams are both trying to fight, right? Mm-hmm. So, depending on the draft, do you feel like one team try to fight less?
I think having just allows you.
Yeah.
Very
10 seconds remaining.
Good support here.
5 seconds remaining.
Especially against Snow.
Reserve time.
135, yeah. Yes.
But they did increase it.
And they made it the same price as a ward. There's a nice Dark Seer, by the way.
10 seconds remaining.
Statistically.
5 seconds remaining.
So annoying. Just have to. So many start.
So far,
Lena.
there's your extra lockdown for the fire side.
Solo. He's so good at that. And lightning.
That's actually, no, that's fire. That's like hot fire.
10 seconds remaining.
Animation.
Alright,
Really?
literally anime.
5 seconds remaining.
So.
Reserve time.
I'm sure Saxon Slacks would have known. He knows all the law.
Winter Wyvern.
Because I thought, like, because obviously fire is blue, slightly bluish.
She ran this one.
My expert
analysis.
Expert anime analysis.
Slate.
Yes. It's okay.
No, that's lightning.
I know that. I know the time she uses though. She screams. What? Higher pitch
10
anime.
seconds remaining.
I've never heard Lena say that once.
In the Japanese
5
version.
seconds remaining.
Definitely, she screams it. I'm sure someone can tweet at us to see.
Reserve time.
Someone will know. It's really the.
Which they kind of lack.
At least in the game that. Granted, it was. So you have to.
10 seconds remaining.
Stop them.
So
5 seconds
seems like
remaining.
Vega is kind of the way.
Reserve time.
Anti-mage.
At the moment, Empire is gonna try to, because I feel like Vegas is very a lot stronger. Empire should try to go like.
They just pick a man. So
gonna
I don't think they
dodge.
can farm.
That's
and
why.
fight.
That's why I said like Dusk, because he wants to fight. It seems like it's not actually there. Yeah, but at the moment,
10 seconds remaining.
That's scary.
It's the same situation. The steering chain is still gonna be.
yeah.
I think that's
Devil.
just
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve
Actually, the
time.
Majority got the anti-mage.
is high losing.
Oh.
Which like it's such a good.
You still pick.
It's Chaos Knight.
Are you really gonna have your Ember
I
mid?
don't like it again.
Versus safe lane.
Yeah, exactly. Me too.
I
So
think
we're looking at the last for. I would say no. That's the only one.
What?
No,
Carry one.
I wouldn't say OP. I do like.
Oh yeah.
Hey, is he banned? No, right?
Alchemist has a
They could pick Alchemist mid.
They-
Still, no one is still. He's still
I
hero-less.
think in expect a lot of slug.
Yes.
Dragon Knight.
He's a decent lane. Actually, DK's. He's such a fighting.
Which hero are we gonna see for Empire? Assuming that
Templar Assassin.
they're still in.
What's Queen of Pain?
At least not on the.
Say for example,
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Sorry, what?
Rubik.
I like the Rubik. Need some more luck. I was mostly worried for the luck or anything else. But pretty happy with Empire's lineup. But I want to hear from you guys now that we know the drafts. Who do you this first game here? You already said okay. Then we know that one.
Statistically, % with Ember.
Well, I'm happy that Shane made sure that I didn't have that good.
10 seconds remaining.
So, because I think Vega is the stronger team. I think they got a lineup
5
which they're
seconds
very comfortable
remaining.
with. We're gonna find out what our commentators think though, because it's time for our first game here for the RG Dream League. It's Vega versus Empire with Odie Pixel and Trask.
Prepare for battle.
Indeed, hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome over to the casting panel. Empire versus Vega. Game 1 has just begun with myself, Odie Pixel, and Rascal. Let's kill ourselves into the game. So we're, it's still busted.
Yeah, I mean,
if you really want.
Doesn't really matter.
You're not missing anything in game.
I don't. They're saying, but I'm assuming they're.
Let me look.
for a
My
remake.
Cyrillic's pretty good at
They
it.
have to ask for a remake, right?
Bosmi Goricha. Alright.
Pretty sure.
For ego, ne, hot fish.
I
How's that?
Can't make heads or tails of any of them.
Oh, well, if you want to say that about it.
I didn't know it was already to that point.
I kind of feel every time we've seen a TA recently, it's been pretty.
Alright, let's get into the game now, yeah, for sure.
Is this a mid route? Is he doing it? Is he actually doing it? Is he gonna just have a bit of a gig?
He started boots. Like, Aloha Dance is definitely solo role. So yeah, he started.
Okay, we've got it. So Yoku mid. No,
I just said he's not going mid. I just said he
stop killing the dream, Andy.
He bought boots.
All right, so Yoku, of course, is the player that has been recently for Empire. So it's going to be Aloha Dance going. What? And Aloha Dance, of course. I don't think we've ever seen him play mid.
He plays mid a ton in ranked.
Okay,
30
like,
but
seconds
not
to
in
battle.
this.
He plays support and mid, I think, and those are pretty much the only two roles that I ever see him play when he's in a pub game. But I know that he's very mechanically skilled, so I'm expecting big things from him in this game. And as far as the TA pick goes, I'm totally in agreement with you. I really like it against teams with anti-mage, because if you have a good start on TA, roughly the same time where you could expect anti-mage to have Tread's Battle Fury,
Yes.
you'll have like Tread's Desolator, and then if you get a blink on top of that, you can do some serious damage. And see a fight here.
Begins.
Oh, here we go, light strike. It's just going to tickle resolution. Here's the train. Here's the lower. That's what we have to get to the bounce. See if this continues. The heals coming out. No one. Seema trying to lower dance. We'll blink up to the high ground. The light striker in onto Yoku, but they don't this time. So it is just going to be across Empire themselves. Some rune and top rune was indeed as well. Both Silent and Aloha Dance grabbing themselves the bounty rune. So a nice little bit of a cheeky start there for Empire. But lane wise, what are we seeing? Well, we're seeing the Shaker being played by Mag. He's going to have to go up against the anti-mage. At the moment, a bit of pressure being applied by Yoku on this roaming Rubik. Aloha Dance is going to be on that. It's the TA, so yeah, see if the Slayer's going to hang around and help out the TA. I mean, how do you reckon this mid lane's going to go down from two sides?
Well, obviously getting the bounty rune is going to give Aloha Dance a little bit of an advantage, but if he keeps taking trades like this, he's not going to be having a great time. Really want to go 2v1, and he's...
I mean, he's playing right on the edge of this crop. He's going a little bit ham. And of course, the final lane down at the bottom, a little bit more fixed to C1 man. Resolution, of course, has now decided to play in the off lane role. That mid lane. So normally Yoku, this game we're obviously seeing Aloha Dance running. It's going to be solo supporting Lina, and then he's going to be protecting Pashi Bashi on that safe lane. And the Spirit, who's also got a Mango.
Hey man, Mango Gaming, it's legit. I think that it's one of those things where it's just nice to have if you accidentally use your mana. Use it to push, for example, like if you guard and maybe help secure a bottom or stuff the off. Always make sure that you have at least enough for like a Sleight of Fist and a Chain, for example, because it's only 10 more mana, right? Mango gives you 150, you only need 10 more mana after that to head your combo up, and it can be very good for any offlaner. So Pasha is making sure that he's not going to be in a situation where have the mana and also use the spells. The game's going to be back underway, and I feel like Vega with the Dazzle. Yeah, okay, we're just
Spoke a little bit too soon there.
one team's
Back
ready.
into a pause again.
Ready, the other team's not. It's fine though. We can talk a little bit more about what Vega are meaning to do
What's
in
the
the
game?
mid game.
What is the game now?
Dazzle and Mass Minus Armor, it's very easy to pressure teams like Empire, and because they have Ember and TA, sometimes it can be kind of dangerous having nothing but physical damage against a Wyvern, because if a Cold Embrace just completely halts your damage output.
It's true in terms of that. I mean, I guess it's the Lina that's going to be looking to capitalize on people.
Ember is also fairly good.
Yeah.
You can just go next to him, make sure you get chains when they come with the ice block, and really long time, and then of course you already mentioned Lina with Ice Trigger rate, damage follow in that sense. So I'm liking Vega's all-around lineup, although you have to always consider that AM actually matches up fairly well against these heroes in the late game, but there will be a timing in where the TA is like ultra scary.
I mean, for me, it kind of feels like when the AM's got his Manta, then suddenly he's going to be a bit more of an issue. But at the same time, of course, we could see Pashi Bashi closing on the Battle Fury at similar times, so you've already got something to deal with the illusions. It's going to make the life a little bit harder for the TA, but still, you know, if you just get one kind of stun and you get a Fisher on that AM, you're allowed to follow up with the Bling Deso, right clicks at the TA, you should still be able to do a pretty good job at making him run away and at least force him out of the fight each time.
And I feel in general, Empire supports have to do more than Vegas supports in the early game in terms of securing them some farm.
Let's see, it's just a potential courier snipe here from Yoke. Playing it smart with the. They know what's up. They know he's off the map. They're keeping it safe to the side. Or are they? They're throwing the ball back. Looks like they're actually going to take it straight. No, they're taking it around. They're being smart.
He'll be seen though, I think.
Is
Yeah,
Yoke going to dive across for this? Yeah, he is. He's. Oh.
He turned the courier around, he knows.
Yeah, the micro's there. Yoku won't be able to find it, so a little bit of wasted time here for this Rubicon. In fact, I'll see him the Slayer's coming back for him. He says, hey, I found you. You have been rustled, and he's just going to trade hits here. Yoku's just got to back himself off. He'll be able to get away, but he is going to lose a fair bit of life points off the back. Yes, attempt. And the mid lane, of course, level 3 at the moment on Copper.
I'm not the slightest bit squeamish.
Actually going on up down here. Resolution's able to find a kill onto the Lina. In a lane that I think, well, we were not expecting that to happen.
No, definitely
Not
not.
at all. That shouldn't be happening.
I can only assume that he got too close to the tower and got sharded and like blocked. That's realistically the only way you can die in this situation, and they might go on Mag here top lane as well. There is an illusion rune to tower dive with.
There you go, coming around silence, gonna blink straight in, start to get those hits through. Mag's trying to juke it around the tower. A little bit hard for them to dive. Wyvern coming in as well, but now it's Scrooge. Now Mag's in trouble here. He's going to walk straight into Yoki. Yoki lifts him up, tries to back Mag's looking for a Fisher here. Yoki's fairly low, but Silence get one more strike will do it, and they'll get themselves a second kill on the board. Their
Radiant's
Empire.
top tower is under
Yoku.
attack.
That was very nice. Interestingly enough, I think Silent's blink actually ended up not killing the Shaker sooner, because it made him take a path that was better to get away from Yoku, whereas Silent was just going for the body block to make sure he didn't walk down. I think it would have actually been better if he went that way, but either way, they still get the kill. Very aggressive plays coming out from Empire, and this is what they need to do. Like, I don't think it's okay for them to trade evenly in the early game, because Vega's lineup comes online a lot sooner. So you want to make sure that your supports and, you know, your offlane are getting a lot accomplished here, and so far Empire are on track.
This Mag and Solo going very aggressive here, walking in. Yoku gets a Dragon Slave to the backside here. Mag's going to try and chase it down. He's clarity up. It's going to be the telekinesis and the cheeky clarity cancel here, so there isn't going to be enough mana. He's getting another watch it in 2 seconds. He has. Yeah, he's not going to be long enough anyway. Doesn't throw it out mid lane. This Quap's taking a lot of harassment. Lower Dance has to blink himself away. The Parastina, the Slayer. No one, of course. No one's getting a bit more space now. There's TA coming up to 15 for 4, so catching up that Queen of Pain's farm on the 18 CS at the moment, 4 minutes in, thanks to the fact that Basil is hanging around.
This matchup isn't actually so bad for TA because of the fact that Empire didn't feel the need to pull any sentries to Aloha Dance, so you're not going to be able to Shadow Strike that reliably, and no one has even opted to skip build for the time being, so just gotta go the standard
Dire's middle
3-0-2
tower
build.
is under attack.
This allows you to kill the Ancients a lot easier, which you can already see. There's a 3-stack on the side of Vega. Looks like you're gonna get some pressure here.
Yoku's come in, he's ready for a bit of a party, gets the telekinesis onto Bashi, brings it back, he's still on the Ember. He has got the flame gun, 3 points in it, so a fair bit of the damage being negated here, but still with the physical right clicks, it's not quite enough though. Pasha is going to be able to keep himself safe there, so an unfortunate failed gank attempt there from Yoku, but it does force Ember back down the lane for a little bit. Still in the mid lane, space being created here for no one. Now sitting on even CS here to the co-op, so Seema the Slayer has certainly done his job on the Dazzle.
And he's been very active in the early game and still managing to get a lot more experience than Yoku right now, who still remains at level 1 almost 5 minutes in.
It's an interesting move getting Yoku on the road for Rubik. You know, we didn't expect it. We thought they were on a bit of a giggle, bit of a laugh. They were going to swap themselves back round, but I mean, on the plus side about this swap, Aloha Dance is doing well. You said he plays mid a lot in his ranked games, and he's managing to stand up to no one. It is on even though there is a second hero in the mid to the side of Bait. Looks like Yoku's going to hang around mid, give Aloha Dance a little bit of space. Maybe when Aloha Dance hits that 6, gets that Sonic Wave online, they can try and go for a kill attempt. It's going to be slightly hard though, of course, with the Refraction and the Shallow Grave to bear in mind. So it's always going to be hard to try and find that kill mid. Top lane moving in onto Mag here. They're going to try and chase it down beyond the town. And Mana Void from Silent will pick up the kill just as he hits level 6 at the perfect time.
This is a brilliant start from Empire. The movement so far has been A-OK. Aloha Dance taking some damage here. Nice side blades coming out from no one. Hitting him pretty low, but a rune should be spawning soon, so I think he'll most likely be able to secure that. And as far as the early game goes, Empire farming on even terms in 2 out of their 3 lanes, and this class Resolution is getting a ton out of this
Dude,
offlane.
he's level
Radiant's
6 already
top
before the
tower
6 minute
is under
mark. I mean,
attack.
this is insane. Obviously down to the packs of Wellington to get first blood. That's always going to be nice. I mean, Solo's going pretty deep there with the wraparound, trying to harass him back. Has got the mana here for the combo. He's going to go for it. Shot straight up with the leader with the snowball. The Nitro comes out though, and he's making all the he could have chewed as Pashery Bashu's there for the turnaround, and Solo was merely nothing more than just a bait.
That was painful.
Dire's
Not getting
bottom
that kill.
tower
He
is
actually
under
was sitting on
attack.
1,000 gold. I think if he just waited out buying phase boots or like even treads, for example, a lot of offlane tusks used to buy that, he would have definitely
Oh, he
killed
would have
there.
got the kill then.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So it's kind of
Even just having more mana for the water sponge, you know what I mean? He just
yeah.
And 1-2 combo. Brown on the top lane is coming out from the getting themselves ready in a position. They want to punish this offlane Shaker more. He's doing alright in terms of level, about level 5, but obviously not as good as the Tusk. Mid lane still see the Slayer coming out with a poison touch spam onto the Quap. It's still just the 1 minute, so it's not too much of an issue now for this Quap, of course, with the bottle thing. Should be alright in terms of regen.
Radiant's
But yeah,
top
Silence
tower
Farm,
is
43
under
CS
attack.
on the anti-mage. You've got 30 at the moment on the Pashery Bashu, the Spirit, so fairly close in between them, but arguably overall Empire for slightly better time. There's an issue coming out though. They bang Goku from left for right. He's going to catch you on a very aggressive round forward and move the steering chains as well. Get the kill on the river. He's going to TP up. They haven't got anything in time to cancel it, so the Wyvern will escape, but nonetheless Vega do pick up a kill after Empire. Maybe looking for a bit too much of aggressive action on the top lane.
Well, I just like the fact that Vega are reacting to it. Again, their lineup comes online sooner, so you can't just sit around and let Empire be the ones forcing all the aggression. You kind of got to get them off your side of the map. It's
Nice going there with the bomb as well. It's not quite enough for the heals. The traps slow out here, but they can't really chase the low hard dance that deep, especially with 450 mana
Dire's
and just
middle
about. You could
tower
turn
is
around
under
with
attack.
a quick 1-2 with the Sonic Wave. Of course, that screen. No Fizz going to come around to the mid lane as well, just so there's a bit of backup. Yeah, hasn't got any points yet in the Cold Embrace, so he won't be able to offer anything in terms of heal. Has just got the 2 points here in the Splinter Blast and the 1. So obviously on to the aggressive. Okay, he hadn't yet spent the level into the Cold Embrace, just to give a lower dance a bit of a top up in terms of the health department. And it's in 3-2 at the moment. On lane. Yep. And Resolution. They can move up forward. Let's see if they can find anything. It's just the Ember Spirit is still down here, but he has of course got level 6. He's got those Revenants available. So it's going to be a pretty tricky kill unless they can chain lock him up with the Telekinesis or with the Snowball Stun. And if they do that, they've got a fair bit of burst. It is going to be hard to go on him though, of course, when he's got the Flame Guard out, as it is now level 4.
The Rubik being solo level is hurting them tremendously at this point. Like being level 2 at 8.5 minutes, that is mega far behind. At this point, like even being level 3 or 4 is considered like okay. Right now, Fear is pretty much sitting at the level 4, so like he needs to find some way to get experience. I think now, yeah, he's gonna take some of the stack EXP from Aloha Dance.
He really needs it.
Yeah, without this, he would just be having a horrendous start.
I mean, the thing as well, this game, you know, having that spell still is going to be pretty huge because there's some really nice spells that he'd love to get his hands on from the side of Vega.
Even just stealing Fissure is great. Just being interrupting in a team play, stopping a grave with a long range Fissure has like no cast point too. It's a great spell to be able to utilize. Pretty much anything he steals is winning in this game.
No fear, he's going to put the Arctic Burn straight away, decides to fly above the trees, trying to get himself out. Looks like they won't be able to chase. Shoku came in as well, just to fend off aggression. Jeez, said no one clearing up some of the ancients here.
Radiant's
Continue
top tower
his
is
network.
under attack.
Yoku got one.
Solo getting a 2-man Dragon Slave. Light Strike as well onto No Fear. There is a lower dance in the fish as well. No Fear's going to go down almost certainly. He's going to get the point race out of with the telekinesis on it. It's nicely over the Fisher. The Dragon Slave is still there though to find the kills. The Wyvern. Oh no, that's it. With the Sonic Wave. Back to the leader. But it walks into back with the Echo Slam. Hasn't quite got enough damage to deal with this one. Wants to do walking up to be a Fisher as well. Yeah, he realizes he can't go for it. Max sort of get himself out of there. Ivan's walling up. He has to dive forward though because there is a down there. He's going to be a bit aware of the shallow grave possibility.
Double kill!
Turning around is 5 for 5 on the board. And a bit of action going on in the mid lane. It's stepping up the tempo 10 minutes in.
It was a very nice reaction from Pasha, like just realizing that he can get those kills in that situation. I think the thing that fits Ember so well right now into the current meta is his ability to just throw out insane amounts of burst damage like that. You think of heroes like Gyro, but Gyro doesn't actually hold you in place, it's just a slow. Whereas Ember can go in and he can set up stuns for his team, you know, it's just very reliable counter gank, and he is so much faster than Gyro as well, being able to get into position like that. Gyro would have not counter ganked as effectively as an Ember in that situation.
And this is a great thing. You know, after doing that, because the mobility with the global potential, he's back to farming. 1,600 gold now. He is still behind the anti-mage, and anti-mage, of course, 5,300 gold, closing in on that Battle Fury on top of the tread. So Silent's going to have a pretty decent timing on that. And I mean, that is going to be a slight issue, because if it does get to the late stages where this AM is stacked, I don't know if a TN Ember can do it.
Dire's
Well, they
bottom
can.
tower
It's
is
just a
under
matter of
attack.
how much Vega can do during the mid game, right? Like Ember
It's
is
not about making
Ember is more of like a spread damage hero for a really long time until he starts getting like a Daedalus up after a Battle Fury. And some of the Embers even opt to go for stuff like Manta in between just to make sure they're not going to get hard countered out by like perhaps an Orchid coming in if that was going to be the choice for Aloha Dance.
Yeah, what's
Looks
he
like
going for so far?
He's probably going Yules.
Okay,
That's my
straight
guess.
up Yules. Alright, okay.
But I think that at a certain stage, the Ember starts to eclipse what the AM can do in fights because he just does so much more damage, so much faster. But during probably like 25 to maybe even 40 minutes, that's when the AM is just going to have so much farm that you can't just straight up kill him anymore.
I mean, talking about farm and item progression, do you reckon the TA is going to be going for the Deso first or the Blink first this game?
I think, honestly, I think Deso is still really good. But you're going to get both no matter what.
There's a life strike here, but Solo's the one in trouble. Snowball's straight in for resolution. He's too close to back him up. So, look at that blue play, but that's going to be it. Now, busy rotates with this line. He's just random for bringing them low.
Mega kill!
Slashed down there by 9 Pashi Bashu. Aloha Dance will be able to blink himself away. But it's just a 1-for-1 trade there, support for support. But obviously that was in time committing 3 heroes to the rotation. And that... No, nothing to cancel it. Yoku, he knows what he's doing. So just a 1-1 there. Jungle. More now, Mag. Hit the shards, or maybe it's resolution trapped in with him. Mag just giving him a slap. He's got the fish to follow through as well. He's going to need some backup. It is coming in as we see down. And then rotating forward. Shards now to change from launch resolution. He's not getting himself out of this one.
Unstoppable!
In return,
Radiant
a lot of
structures
topsy-turvy
are
action
fortified.
going on around this point as both teams
Radiant's
going pretty
top
damn
tower
ham and
is under
silent.
attack.
Looking for a free team on this top lane. It's going to be a team free going on.
Radiant's
Emma's
top tower
taking this
is
tower.
falling.
He's going to get it. Silent's got that done. He's got himself a Battle Fury now. 30
He
minutes.
needs to be careful.
Okay, not quite enough damage still. It's a level 2 mana void. Obviously working out this. I'm just kidding.
He would have had to hit him like probably 3 to 4 times, I think, to get that kill. And not chasing to the tier 2 is a good decision. Like, considering his Battle Fury just got delivered when he was taking that fight, if he dies as soon as he finishes it, that's like one of the... Okay, obviously dying before Battle Fury is bad, but dying right after you get it is arguably worse because that's the part where your farm is supposed to start
Radiant's
accelerating.
bottom
And
tower
speaking of,
is
we can see
under
no one
attack.
here taking some more stacks, and he is going for the straight Deso.
Okay.
I think this is very solid. It allows you to take a really good fight and then easily
Radiant's
take
middle
Roshan
tower
afterwards.
is under attack.
It's one of the strengths of having a TA on your team.
There's a smoke up from Vega. They're ready to go straight in. Bashi Bashu leading. They'd love to find Silent, but they're actually heading towards the mid lane. There is a Sonic Wave backup on Quap. She does have the backup of Wyvern hanging. Let's see what they're able to do. He's going to reveal it here as he jumps straight forward. Let's blink straight away, realizing that there's some funky business going on this side of the map. Gonna see no fit, just creating the stacks of the Ancients here. Anti-mage.
Dire's
Looks like Vega
middle
won't
tower
find anything
is
with the
under
smoke here.
attack.
And just reacting to it. Getting down to the bottom lane to try and take another tier 1
Dire's
hit.
structures are
At the same
fortified.
time, Vega just realised they're not going to find a
Dire's
kill,
middle
so
tower
at the
is
least
under
they'll get
attack.
themselves a tier 1 in the mid.
Radiant's bottom
I really like the
tower is
movement
under
from
attack.
Silent in this
Dire's
game.
middle tower
It's
has
very
fallen.
attractive as an anti-mage player to
Radiant
sit
structures
where you can
are
farm
fortified.
effectively and not take away farm from your team. So for example, sitting in your own woods, but he just realizes how dangerous that
Dire's
can
middle
be
tower
and
is under
opts to stick
attack.
with his team.
Look at the 8 team, everybody TPing in. There's also some movement down the river. They'll get the traps off. Now moving forward. He's going to be fine. Walks himself off this one. There's a 2-for-1 for Vega. And it doesn't look like Empire can find anything else off the back of that, so they're going to have to leave that fight a man down. Vega coming out on top there. But
Yeah.
9 Pashi Bashu continues to be very effective on the Zema spray. We've got to look at his KDA at the moment. Yeah, 7 kills, 0 deaths, 1 assist.
Radiant's top tower
This
is
is a very
under
active
attack.
He's been crazy active. I thought he
Dire's
missed his phase at first, but I
structures
guess he
are
just only
fortified.
hit the Wyvern there. Playing this very aggressive. Vega for sure want to be applying pressure at this point in the game. They have the same dazzle. No one.
Coming in onto no one here. I mean, Resolution's going straight in. The refresh is up, so Warriors Punch isn't going to do a lot. Pashi Bashu now moving in, see if he can catch anyone out here with the chains. He's found no fear. He's going to use it. Arctic Blink comes out. He's already trapped at the Wyvern. Dragon, and now they've got the Resolution chasing down. The team is coming from a low hard down slow. Doesn't have a sign wave. No one is still hanging around. There's going to be a blink onto Nine Flashy Bashu. One man now with the stuff of the force punch, and Snowball coming through. But Nine Flashy Bashu's going to go down. Resolution's going to be flying. They've been swinging just in time with the ball charge as well. He's going to keep himself topped up. So just losing the Ember Spirit there. He lose more.
Double
Position.
kill.
See the stairs. Take that one. Get the Earthshaker as well there. Both heroes getting taken down. Double kill for Yoku. And some very messy fights so far. I mean, 11 for 11. And it just seems to be both teams overextending a little bit too much on the respective halves of the map.
Well, Vega definitely went ham there. They were diving into tier 2 territory, and at 60 minutes into the game, maybe a little bit over-aggressive. I think as soon as they start heavily TP reacting, like Empire had almost everyone there, right? Just back up, maybe look to take one smoke. If you get a pick or two, you can go kill Roshan. During that fight, no one finished up his Desolator. I feel like that was just, I mean, obviously it was over-aggression, right? Like, they just thought that they were stronger than they were, and as soon as Pasha died, that was just runaway moment, I believe, for Vega.
With that Deso, they know that they can take structures pretty nicely. Shiloh. Boosted up by lower darts. They already had the follow-up to lock him in place. Yoku's trying to get him with telekinesis. He's chasing down Solo here, but he's not going to be able to close the gap. Solo's fine. He got a Vlad's now done on AM, so still as all of this goes on, Silence Farm is increasing pretty nicely.
Yeah, he's managing to keep up very well in terms of CS. He's still at roughly about 10 a minute, which is fantastic for him. And Roshan being done here by Vega. This is a very low-risk Roshan. His TA takes pretty much no damage.
Meld and Deso, far too much for the old Roshan to deal with. And there's going to be no reaction from Empire. If they're where they was going on, they would not be able to get there in time. And this is going to also be the TA to pretty much get that blink boost. That's what that next time's going to be. Only and she'll have that as well. And this is exactly the kind of timing that the TA needs if they'll be able to deal with the A. Maybe even.
Radiant's middle tower.
And this is the scary point in the game for the anti-mage, because even with the Vlads, you have about 15 armor, which isn't a bad amount, but between Meld and Desolator, it's minus 15, right? So you pretty much go down to 0 armor as soon as the TA touches you with the Meld Strike, and AM is pretty durable against magic, but minus armor owns him at this stage in the game.
And stuff like obviously the Dazzle with the Weep as well. It's going to be very hard for Silence to turn up to these fights. And at this point, he really just has to offer kind of that split pushing, very farm orientated fighting where he just doesn't turn up, because every time he turns up, he's almost certainly going to die at this point.
He just has to be very careful with his blinking if he's going to be going to fights. Like, once you see a Meld Strike come out and maybe no one is committed to the fight, you can go in, maybe go for a support, like the Dazzle or the Lina. But if you try to go in before you see the TA, and you blink, and the TA blinks on you, you will die, like 100% of the time. Unless you have a really, really clutch cold Embrace or Curse coming out from your Wyvern. So, for now, I think Empire are going to be content to wait out that game, just try to let Vega make a mistake, maybe try to play too aggressive like they did previously when they were pushing bottom. And the nice thing is, too, they just got Yoku with his Blink Dagger going.
Yoku with the Blink, Resolution of course with the mech on the tusk, so they're certainly at a good go time as well, and in a position where they can fight without the AM. Look to find pickoffs elsewhere. Of course, Vega into position that's going to give AM these just areas on the map where he's going to be free to farm. Top lane, you got Seema, Mag, and no one starting to work away this tower with the Deso as well. They should be able to find it pretty quick.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Fortification is going to come out, but there's going to be no defensive from Empire.
Radiant's
still have
bottom
Yoku
tower
had to
is
get
under
himself
attack.
Flame Guard
Radiant's
from
bottom
the
tower
Ember
has
And
fallen.
bottom lane, Empire take themselves a tower here, now pushing with Silent, has got that Yasha done
Dire's top
as well
tower
here
is under
on
attack.
anti-mage. So, still 19 minutes in, it's a very close game, 11-11.
I think if Empire can continue to make trades like that, like 1-for-1 tower trade, I think favors Empire, especially since Vega are the ones who want to take the engagement right now. Like, ideally, they would be able to fight. Silent's going to feel very hard pressed to join an engagement with the current items that he has. Like, once he finishes up Manta, he might feel a bit safer about it, but for now, it's really, really tough.
Got a blink on Shaker as well, so
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Mission won't catch anyone. No one's trying to find a slow with the trap, but it's a TP out for no fit.
Radiant's bottom tower has been denied.
Out and TP straight away to get it ready to cancel. I don't know, man. This is certainly one that's that one fight could kind of tilt in a certain direction. But at the moment, the team is feeling it and looking fairly confident.
I think they just want to fight. They don't want to delay the game. They have everything that they need to actually win right now. They have Blink Dagger on the Shaker. Lena's got her Yules almost, she's like 300 more gold, the TA's got Blink Deso.
And the Aegis still.
So this is a really strong timing for them, and that's why Empire are just playing elusive Dota. Like, they do not want to get caught, and they might right here. This is the combo.
Visual and Connect as well, so Wyvern's going to be able to get himself a free pass out of this. TA 2.0. I mean, at this point, there's no one. Does he have to get
Dire's
himself a
middle tower
BKB this
is under
game?
attack.
Or to build this base?
BKB is great. I think that he already does a tremendous amount of damage just with the
Radiant's
items
top
he has
tower
now.
is under
And
attack.
BKB makes you immune to the Winter's Curse as well, so long as he doesn't target it directly on you, which I think is invaluable in this game,
Dire's
especially when you're
middle
trying to break
tower
high
is
ground.
under
Oh,
attack.
Empire gonna need to do something about this. No
Radiant's
one's
top
down knocking on your
tower
doors.
is under
Tier 3 is starting to form. Telekinesis getting back. See him himself out still. He's been healed up here by Seam of the Slayer on the Dazzle.
Radiant's top tower
Get a bit of
has
damage. They
fallen.
do lose the top tier 2 though. Need to lose Anti-Mage and Queen of Bush on.
They're getting outmaneuvered really bad here. It's like Silence creep cutting mid as well. They can't sustain this push. They don't have a creep wave anymore. They're gonna have to go back. This is actually a really nice play from Empire, making it so Vega can't take the straight up fight and have to go back to base to deep push before they can make use of their Aegis. So that was probably just about the best possible way that Empire could have defended outside of taking a straight up fight and just winning that fight. But obviously that's a higher risk situation for them, so they found a way to just completely deter Vega without taking any risk whatsoever.
Okay. Solo has now got himself a heal scepter on them. It's going to be something else they can use to try and obviously you can just catch out the AM, time with the stun. But AM does have that Manta style as well, and we are of course 22 minutes into a game. Anti-Mage is yet to die. So it's going to be interesting to see if Vega catch him out. And at this point, in terms of immediate lockdown, I guess you're kind of relying on the the Earthshaker just to get straight in with the Blink Custer.
Yeah, that's the best way to open up on Silent for sure,
Yeah.
or anyone for that matter. Now, there is always the worry of a curse coming in. If you think that the team is sitting behind one of the players of Empire, you have to be aware of that. It's doing some path scouting. Oh, they... Alright.
Okay.
Yeah, they're out of here. They know what's going down. That was really unfortunate.
That was a little bit too quick and a little bit too jumpy there, in fact, from the CA.
Nice from Silent, though.
Okay, well, talking about jumping, that's the Echo Slam. We were talking about to set up the initiation, and that's the burst damage you're talking about to follow it up. 70 seconds now off the clock for this Anti-Mage. As we were saying, you get that Echo Slam and you've got some backup, Anti-Mage is still going to die pretty damn quickly at this point.
Yeah, I think it just showcased how dangerous the TA can be. I mean, sure, Mag was the one who opened up the initiation, but majority of the damage definitely came from the TA in that scenario. And I think it's really sad because Silent just made a really good play, and truthfully, Vega misplayed that because illusions don't break smoke. So why would you melt strike that after the smoke doesn't break?
It must have just been a
He
brain
just got
fart.
really excited, and he was like, "Oh, I got this."
He's walked into his guys. Look at him, look at him, the sucker. So we got a remnant there.
Killing spree!
We'll see you later. Here, no one doing much damage. That's what's going on. Cold Embrace comes out. Resolution will be able to recover the gem. This will go straight forward onto no one. Will come out. They've already lost 3 on the side of Empire. Yours and stun. It's going to be duked out. 1 second.
Dominating! Double kill!
Empire
now with 4 heroes on the deck.
middle tower is under
Vega's
attack.
starting to break away here.
Dire's
Fortifications
structures are
come out 24
fortified.
minutes here on the tier 3 push. Vega just going to stick around and manage to stay in their plot with this Dazzle. I don't think they give out this push anytime soon, and this could be a set of rounds very early on in the game.
I think the Queen buys back. I think they might this. Or no, they don't. They're gonna give it away. Wow. Okay.
Who's going to lead in? We've already lost the melee rats. That's yet to find He's just really strong. Silent, we're going to manipulate. His brave is there. And now they just turn their attention towards the Anti-Mage. Once Dante on the side of Vega, they finally lose Solo here on the leader.
Triple kill!
Dire's middle barracks are under
And
attack.
no one just doing so much damage and so much for the team at this point. 4.7k gold in his bank now. Rolling for the tier 3 here in the top lane. See with the Slayer, Mag, and no one moving in. Half health already. This is looking a bit rocky for Empire. I don't know what they're going to have to answer this. They do have the quad back up for 50 seconds
Dire's top
without
tower
the
has
Anti-Mage. And Vega found the opening in this game in the mid game as we talked about. And they played this absolutely perfectly.
I think it was just a lot of mistakes from Empire, honestly. Like, okay, Seals.
That's telekinesis. No one else will be able to get the blink off
Dire's
there.
top barracks has fallen.
Resolution goes in for it. Very impressive. She's got this. He's going to be ready to skip this round.
Double kill!
Double kill this time for Solo.
Boom! me.
That's
Empire
gotta be
just
game,
getting
I think.
dismantled by Vega, and it's GG 25 minutes in, 22 to 12. Vega just outplaying Empire, and those small mistakes adding up to a pretty brisk ending there for Empire.
So there was a huge amount of miscommunication in this game during the last 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So first thing that happens, right? They reveal a smoke that actually gives them a really great position to be able to get away and continue delaying the game, right? Which is pretty much what Empire had been trying to do for some time after Vega had taken Roshan. So they had that fiasco with Meld striking the illusion, breaking the smoke. It's like, okay, that wasn't great from Vega, but it's fine. They still have their mid-game timing. And then Silent decides to farm, like, right next to where they were just about to fight.
Yes.